And a very good evening to you on Network 10 and Paramount Plus from Parramatta, where the Western Sydney Wanderers' 6-year exile from finals football is almost over. 3 Prime Ministers have come and gone since they were last there, and tonight they can confirm their place with a win over a team led by the last coach who took them to the promised land in 2017. Let's have a look at the team news. Marco Redan makes a couple of changes to the team that fought out that 2-2 draw with MacArthur. Amor Layuni and Roman Amalfitano both dropped down to the bench. Yeni Mbakoto and Kusini Yengi both return to the starting 11. Tom Beadling continues in defence with Marcelo serving the second game of his suspension. And Aidan Simmons makes his 4th consecutive start at right back in place of Gabriel Kleur. Although Kleur does return on the bench tonight, Milos Nikovic takes over the captaincy. A couple of changes for Melbourne Victory as well. Bruce Kamau and Connor Chapman drop down to the bench to accommodate the return of Chris Economides and Josh Brillante, who regains the captaincy as well. Damien De Silva was a doubt after taking a heavy whack to the ankle late on against Perth last week, but he's okay to start. Stefan Nigro continues to deputise for Jason Guerrier, who remains sidelined with a hip injury. Interesting inclusion on the bench as well, ex-Melbourne City midfielder Jordi Valadon, who played for City in the Asian Champions League last year. So a blast on Chris Beath's whistle gets us underway. Victory perhaps awaiting the last rites on their season. The Wanderers gearing up for finals football perhaps as well. I guess Andy Harper, the form book, says Wanderers. But can Victory upset the apple cart?
Yeah, good evening, Simon, and to everybody watching on the 10 Network and Paramount Plus. Captivating finish to this A-League men's season. And the form book, well, I don't know if it's worth the paper it's written on, Simon, to be honest. That's why we've got such a congested table, and it makes for such compelling viewing.
A little earlier on today, Mariners and Melbourne City playing out a 1-1 draw, which keeps the Premiership race alive as well for a little while longer. Adelaide United get the chance out there, say that's a beautiful turn by Milos Nikovic. That was Dennis Bergkamp-esque. You might remember that little manoeuvre from the Dutchman's Arsenal days a few years ago. We just got another little taste of it there from Milos Nikovic, 38 years young, but still wowing the fans. Hobbs.
Amazing, beautiful stuff. Unfortunately, he couldn't deliver the pass, which would have capped off. Just a beautiful little move. And so Victory. Well, Simon, can they channel the heroics shown by their women's team this afternoon? That's beautiful from Nikovic. We'll have plenty more of that, thanks, in either colour.
This is Nieuwenhof. Makoto. Borello in position. Little cutback. Nieuwenhof. Out it comes for Tom Beadling. And now with Simmons. They'll reset. Ball wasn't quite on for the youngster. Cadete's not been able to sort it out properly for Victory. Nieuwenhof. Schneiderlin, little scoop over the top. It's Yeni Mbakoto. And brave goalkeeping by Isuzu. Another corner.
A vintage scoop over the Victory line. Nieuwenhof into Schneiderlin. And Mbakoto with no real option other than to thrash that one. There were options square, but they were heavily patrolled by the high-vis brigade.
Left all alone, and he was looking to place it in that bottom corner, and Victory can't afford to do that too often, the form he's in.
Yeah, this is the backing off. Just mentality. I know the game was fielded opened up a little bit, but Borello will take full advantage.
There's the man sitting it out tonight, Marcelo, Brazilian. Red card against Adelaide. Here goes the former Adelaide flyer, Kusini Yengi. His pace catches up with the ball. Makoto a little bit short, the return. Here's Borello. Nieuwenhof, who can hit them. As we saw in the derby, scooped over the top by Borrello, and Ninkovic and Izzo again. That's two big saves by the Victory custodian. Beautifully worked by Western Sydney.
It sure was. And it's the second time they've gone for the really deft little loop. Borrello this time over the back line of the Victory. Cadete at full stretch couldn't get there. Importantly for Melbourne, Paul Izzo at full stretch could. Ninkovic in on goal, forcing a terrific save.
Always unhurried, isn't he, Milos Ninkovic, no matter what the situation is. There's a bit of space opening up for Aidan Simmons on the right here. He's been found beautifully. Touch took him backwards, but he's opened up the space here for Nieuwenhof. It's Callum Nieuwenhof, and it's stung the gloves of Paul Izzo again. That's three big saves.
He needed Negro there. I'm not sure if that's quite what Paul Izzo had in mind. First job, of course, was to stop the shot, and this is Nieuwenhof's range, as we're becoming familiar.
Was there a foul there by Ninkovic? Well, I'm not sure Chris B thought so initially, but the flag went up from his assistant. Ninkovic thinks it's laughable.
Well, did Milos just get Ninkovic'd by Velupalo? Beautiful slide of foot. Ninkovic has been making people look silly for years. He is a great dribbler. This is really sharp bit of work. I've got no problem with it.
Yeah, certainly blocks his forward momentum. That linesman on the far side was well positioned, as he is now, on his toes, as are the Victory defenders, or rather attackers I should say, in towards that near post area. It's a dangerous ball. It falls for Fornaroli. Top of the box is Brillante. Shot probably would have been miles off target if that was the intention. And the Wanderers scramble it clear.
And that little sequence, the free kick, followed by the Velupalo foul and free kick, and that little scurry in the box just shows that, as dominant as the Wanderers have been, the game can change. Lawrence Thomas having to be sharp there with the reflexes.
Pinch a goal here. Raimar Shan in the most advanced position. Still going. Might break for Economides. Velupalo. Nishan Velupalo. Always rising.
Right, another sided goal for Victory is welcome. Raimar Shan is asking for the free kick, but that situation was set up by a really brave attacking of the ball by Marchand with the head. In midfield, Adama Traore's attempted header was not particularly good. Raimar Shan swooped, Victory moved forward. A little bit of a scuffle on the edge of the box.
Raimar Shan looking for and finding Bruno Fornaroli, and that was an important touch by Murtala. Those two again. Wow. What a touch though initially by Bruno Fornaroli.
Yeah, it sure was. Great recovery from Murtala, who was beaten by the flight of the pass from Marchand in particular to start with, and great control, as you mentioned, from Bruno Fornaroli, and the goal had opened up until Big Tommy had recovered his balance and stretched to see the ball wide. Great little contest, that one.
One minute to be added.
Yeah, injuries happen season by season.
Here's Velupalo, has got the wrong side of the defender, and Nieuwenhof doing what a good defensive midfielder should do, and providing that cover. What a season this young man's had. And here he goes, driving the Wanderers forward. Ninkovic in that little pocket. Borrello, quite work out. Oh, given away by Cadete. Here's Brandon Borrello. First half stoppage time. Had to be him. You start to run out of superlatives to describe his season. It's goal number 11 of the campaign, which means he's more than doubled his previous best seasonal return. What a masterstroke it's been, switching him to the point of the attack, and Wanderers lead.
Well, look at this space through midfield again on the Harvey Norman replay, and it's the master puppeteer Miloš Ninković. Well, it nearly came unstuck. Borello's first bit of expressive football didn't quite work, but fortune favouring the Wanderers because it finishes at the feet of Miloš Ninković. He drops it into the available space, and Brandon Borello, steaming through three council workers, slots the ball home. It's a fantastic finish, really, in the circumstances and under that sort of pressure from the gathering Victory defence to give the Wanderers the lead on half-time.
7 goals in his last 8 matches, Brandon Borello. And his first ever goal, incidentally, against Melbourne Victory. Miloš Ninković adds a 5th assist of the season. At Victory. And you remember Tony Popovic a few weeks ago saying, we've not been good enough in both boxes as the half-time whistle goes, and Cadete giving the ball away, and Victory have been made to pay cash by the Wanderers' top scorer. It's been a real good arm wrestle between these two in the first half. Both teams have had their chances, but the breakthrough arrived in first half stoppage time. Miloš Ninković teeing up who else but Brandon Borello, and Wanderers had the lead at the break. Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Melbourne Victory 0. And Chris Beath gets us back underway with Wanderers kicking from right to left on your screens in this second 45. And Victory, Andy Harper, have simply got to go for it. Their season depends upon it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely now or never. People have been talking about that for the last 6 weeks about Victory, but the confluence of other results has kept them alive, and they've done their bit to stay alive, but time is now running out. A loss here, it just finishes things for them, I think.
This little period just after half-time is, and they've done some of their best work this season. They've scored 9 goals between minute 45 and 60. That's the joint most in the competition, along with Melbourne City. So let's see if that trend continues. They're on the front foot here. Negro's cross is not bad. Beadling had to deal with it. Then Borello, chested down by Brillante. Has Negro available. He'll sling in the cross. A little bit too high for Fornaroli. And away by Simmons, only as far as Miranda. A bit further out. Worked nicely for Valupale. Oh, that was a big chance. Big chance for Romero. Came it in pretty quickly, it must be said.
No, it's a massive chance, though. And he's a player who's shown signs that he might fit in really well in the A-League. But to confirm those signs, as tough as that ball might be, it does take a little deflection as well. Late deflection on the way in, but it's still needing him to finish that.
Beadling has front position ahead of Romero. Thomas had to get a shift on. Chested down by Cadete. And here come Victory again. Economides. Can he find the right delivery? It's only palmed away by the goalkeeper and lashed in by Nishan Valupale. And Victory are all square thanks to their fast emerging talents. Nishan Valupale.
Well, the great start to the second half confirmed for Melbourne Victory on the Harvey Norman replay. Sleepy from the Wanderers by comparison. That's not Lawrence Thomas' best effort as a Wanderers goalkeeper, but there were a lot of red and black shirts there who were just not on the job. But Valupale was upon the invitation, and he smashes the ball home to breathe life into Victory's campaign. Economides does really well. It's a tasty ball, but the Wanderers in that one defensive sequence have shown what their second half so far has been about, and Victory have taken full advantage.
Oh, that's a siding challenge by Miranda. And the Wanderers players want more than just a yellow card. And this game, Harps, you fancy, just about to come to the boil.
Well, VAR will be looking at that, and don't be surprised if the refs are to take another look. Ball's clearly...
Oh, there's a bit of a scything action there as well, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, it's the trailing leg that's the problem. I don't like the freeze frames on this because you can stop a shot anywhere, and there's contact with that right leg. Here it comes.
Yellow card cancelled. Out pops the Reds. And Melbourne Victory, having just got back in the game, have lost their central defender, Roderick Miranda. Yet another rethink for Tony Popovic. And the protests will go on. It won't make any difference. And quite frankly, having seen the replays, I'm not sure he can have too many arguments. Tony Popovic confirmed as having been issued with a caution as well. Yeah, it's not a clever challenge. Traore. Schneiderlin managed to find that narrowest of gaps for Nieuwenhof. Partly cleared by Negro. Really good turn by Fornaroli. Victory still pinned in their own half of the pitch. And there's no way out of it for Balupale. Mbakoto. The wall pass with Nieuwenhof. Mbakoto hits the byline. Oh, the deflection made it awkward for Paul Izzo off Damien De Silva, but Victory survived.
We did well in the end. Paul Izzo really well. It was a nice exchange between Mbakoto and Callum Nieuwenhof. He gets there just in time, and that deflection nearly bamboozled Paul Izzo, but he did very well, the Victory keeper.
Can't remember a season as tight as this, Harps. Normally there's one or two clubs that get cut adrift at this stage.
I think this one's unprecedented.
Layuni has the legs to get around Cadete, but Chapman is there. Picked up by Nieuwenhof. Schneiderlin for Simmons. Layuni again, three in the box. Layuni hits Mbakoto, but he can't hit the target. Beautifully flighted. And Marco Redan mutters a few choice words under his breath.
Well, it's a good leap from Mbakoto.
Tonight he's delivered another goal. Great contribution to Wanderers' season. Here's Ninkovic. That touch off De Silva favours Borello, and he tries to lob Paul Izzo, who just about managed to grab the ball at the second attempt. He was backpedaling furiously because it had a bit of air on that from Borello. Schneiderlin. Layuni. Beyond him is Simmons. Intelligent run. Traore can't reach it. Deals for a foul there. Layuni! Not far off. Wanderers thought there might have been a foul on Traore. Layuni couldn't hit the target.
Well, the ball is dead set like a magnet for Layuni since he's come on. He's had a lot of opportunities. There's the clearance that has brought some question marks. Traore putting the pressure on, the ball falling to Layuni. Exciting effort. Wow, just wide.
So maybe Victory can profit from that. Here's Negro. Brillante. In comes the cross. Victory couldn't profit from it. Now the Wanderers to steam forward with Borrello. Threads it through the legs of Chapman. Hits a ball, Layuni! Only ever going to be one result. What a finish. Is he the buy of the January transfer window? Another big contribution from the Tunisian. Another assist for Brandon Borrello. And Wanderers leads for the second time in the game.
Well, the clearance, it was Merchula with a towering defensive header straight to Borrello on the Harvey Norman replay, who quite literally splits the atom with a beautiful pass to Amor Layuni, who is rapidly becoming a cult hero here. I can't remember a player coming off the bench and getting so much possession so repeatedly. Most of it has come to nothing until Borrello finds him and he finds the back of the net. A quite scintillating counter-attack from the Western Sydney Wanderers.
Negro. And Falami. The cutback's not bad, and it's looped just over the top from Bruno Fornaroli. A matter of inches.
Well, you couldn't deny Bruno scored a goal tonight. He's really fought hard, led the way, has done in recent weeks. Start a season with Jake Brimmer, reigning Johnny Warren medalist, and Ulysses Davila, one of the best imports we've had. You certainly think your season's going to take better shape than it does, and has done, without both those players in each team.
Wanderers don't care. They have just confirmed that they will finish in the top six. Finals football, here they come. After a 6-year hiatus, Western Sydney Wanderers will fight it out for silverware once again. And the irony is they've condemned the last coach to take them there, in all likelihood, to a bottom half of the table finish. Talking of finishes, Amor Layuni's was excellent. Nishan Valupala's too, to briefly get Melbourne Victory level. All of that after Brandon Borrello scored his 11th of the season to give the Wanderers the advantage in first half stoppage time. But maybe the turning point of the game was that red card for Roderick Miranda and his tackle on Brandon Borrello, which left the Victory a player short for the final 30 minutes. The Wanderers don't care. They're off to the finals, and they beat Melbourne Victory tonight here at Combank Stadium by 2 goals to 1.